Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up. 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 Stay tuned. Peace Pacers basketball is coming up.
Welcome, everybody, to Herman Athletic Center, game number 2 of the men's basketball season for your William Peace University Pacers. I'm Darren Vaught, getting you set for this non-conference matchup. It'll be the Randolph College Wildcats sitting at 1-0 on their young season against the 0-1 William Peace University Pacers. Of course, the 85-75 loss on Sunday to another Old Dominion Athletic Conference team, Washington and Lee. It turned out to be a really exciting one from beginning to finish. The Generals, a little too much for the Pacers to handle, especially in the late goings of that one here at the Herm. But a chance for the first home win of the season. Typically one of the better home teams in the USA South Conference. The Pacers make their way to the floor as it's Smith Gupton, the sophomore out of Franklinton, North Carolina, Maurice Kennedy, the senior, along with, starting for the first time in his Pacers career, Don Tyrell Jr., the freshman out of Clayton, North Carolina, getting the nod in the starting lineup. He's actually in place of Tyson Sellers, who will begin today's game on the bench. Trey McLean, the senior, and junior Trey Bryant, the big man underneath the basket, tied a program record in game number 1 of the season, 17 rebounds against Washington and Lee. That ties 2 other performances, one by teammate Jason Dudley, who did so off the bench at one point last season, and then Taekwon Nolan about 3 seasons ago accomplished that mark. For the visiting Wildcats, Sammy Hooper, their leading returning scorer, the senior out of Richmond, Virginia. Justin Dula, the sophomore post player from Taylorsville, North Carolina. Brian Smith, along with Hooper, was the only player in double figures in their first matchup. Smith had 14 points, the junior from Virginia. Elijah Ford, the sophomore, and then a first-year player, Jerry Goodman, rounding out the starting lineup for the Wildcats. It's a whiteout here at the Herm, so the all-white unis for the Pacers. Trey Bryant at center court, along with Justin Dula. They jump it up. It bounces, and Dula slaps it backward to a teammate to get things started. Randolph College ball. Handoff on the left wing. Three-point shot attempt rolls in for Jerry Goodman, and it's quickly 3-0 in favor of the Wildcats. Pacers operating from my right to left. Gupton running the offense. Chest pass, left side. Kennedy gives it right back. Gupton hands to Bryant on the right wing. His man is Dula. Step back, loses his handle, and it's stolen away. Here come Sammy Hooper and the other Wildcats. A bounce pass to the left side and an easy left-handed lay-in by Brian Smith makes it 5-0. Randolph's lead with 19-19 on the clock here in the first half. Bryant breaking the press from top of the circle goes to Trey McClain, and the three falls through. From the left wing, he gets the Pacers on the board for the first time today. Hooper pump fakes for the three-point shot attempt on the right wing for Randolph. They go underneath from the right block, spinning backward, a one-handed shot by Elijah Ford off the front of the rim, and McClain comes down with it for the Pacers. Don Tyrell finally puts it on the floor in the front court for William Peace. Gives to Kennedy. Penetrates, they go left side from the wing. Tyrell's three-point shot attempt off back iron and boarded by Ford. He quickly hands off to Hooper, and on the other end, a bounce pass underneath. Dula, two dribbles, posts up underneath. Tyrell was straight up, but he worked his way underneath and drew a whistle. So the foul goes against Don Tyrell as the clock stops at 18 minutes, 32 seconds left in the first half of play. And Justin Dula will go to the free throw line to shoot a couple. Wildcats ahead by 2, 5-3. Not quite a minute and a half into this contest. Dula's first free throw attempt is up and rattles out. The sophomore didn't switch to jersey numbers from a year ago, 24 to now 4. As he shot 55% from the free throw line a year ago. His second falls through, 6-3. Randolph with the lead. Handoff to Kennedy for the Pacers on the right wing. He drives, tried to sneak a pass underneath to Trey Bryant, and it's knocked away, stolen ultimately in the hands of Sammy Hooper. One-handed pass underneath, overthrown and out of bounds at the baseline. Last touched by Randolph College as Hooper just a little too much on it. And the Wildcats with a three-point lead, 6-3. Full court pressure applied by Randolph. Pass in to Tyrell, breaks the press. Gupton from the top of the circle. Try to pass to the right side to Kennedy, and it's knocked away out of bounds by Brian Smith. So the Pacers will toss it in on the far sideline. Gupton the trigger man. 18:09 left to play in the first. High bounce pass toward midcourt to Trey Bryant. He hands back to Gupton. Chest pass, left side. Kennedy open for three. It rattles in, and a foul called off the ball. So no basket, but a foul called against Randolph. An unfortunate foul, actually, in the case of William Peace. Kennedy's three would have been good, and now he'll check out, as will Trey McClain. In come John Ingram and Tyson Sellers. Sellers, the leading scorer for this team from a season ago. A rare appearance not in the starting lineup. Posts up on the left block and receives the inbound pass, his first play in. Back to Gupton on the left wing, and the three rolls in. Couple of shots made from deep, and it's a tie ball game, 6-6, with just under 18 minutes until the break. Smith dribbles behind his back for Randolph. Hands off to Hooper, dribble to the right side. It's knocked away. Ingram on the floor, comes away with it for the Pacers. A whistle blown, and shared possession will make it a jump ball, as the possession arrow lies with William Peace, and you saw head coach Claude Shields come out of his seat immediately, clapping for John Ingram's effort as Bryant gets the inbound pass to Tyson Sellers to run the offense for the Pacers. Sellers on the right wing, dribbles around the perimeter, almost has it knocked away, loses his handle. In fact, it's regained by Gupton at midcourt, and he's doubled up and fouled. That's going to be against Jerry Goodman, it looks like the call. Goodman commits his first personal, second team foul for Randolph College. And now Mikhail Gaylord checks in, and will toss it in right in front of the scorer's table here on the near sideline. Bounce pass up top to Trey Bryant. Hands off to Gaylord to run the offense. Quick one-handed pass to the right side. Again deflected. Again, it's Brian Smith. Great hands defensively. He's been unable to come away with one yet, but he's disrupted a few plays on the defensive side of the ball. Gaylord on the inbound pass, far sideline. 17:20 to play until the half. Gets it to Bryant. Handoff back to Gaylord. He dribbles left, Hands to Sellers, directing traffic, no dribble yet. Gets a screen from Tyrell. Drives right side, kicks out. Ingram's three off front side of the rim. Bryant comes away with the rebound in the corner, saves it from going out of bounds. Sellers, left corner. Tyrell's three-point shot attempt rattles in and out, a little too strong. And Trey Bryant was up there for the rebound attempt. It ultimately goes out of bounds at the baseline, last touched by Justin Dula and Randolph College. William Peace will retain possession underneath their own basket on the inbound play. 16:59 to play until the half. As Don Tyrell checks out, in comes Sam Arnold for the Pacers. Cutting to the basket. Gaylord wanted him but can't find him, and the whistle blown. Too much time on the inbound pass. 5 seconds, and it's turned back over to Randolph College. 6-6. Under 17 minutes to play. Inbound pass, full court pressure from the Pacers. Bryant and Gaylord made it tough. But Randolph eventually comes across the timeline to break the press. Drew Hayden in the game. Hands off to Sam Hooper, driving left side. In the air, sneaks a pass around Trey Bryant, but not before a charging foul. Gives it back to William Peace with 16:39 until the half. Tie game at 6. Bryant does just about all the hustle plays right. I mentioned earlier 17 rebounds in their last contest. That ties a school record. Takes the charge that time. Press broken, but the pass too slow out to Sam Arnold to midcourt. It's stolen away. CJ Loving, the sophomore, comes away with the steal for the Wildcats. They swing it left side. Brian Smith on the wing, goes up top. Loving, step back on the right side. Underneath to Dula, face to the basket now. Spin move against Dunlap, his man. Fader off the back of the rim, and a high rebound obtained by Gaylord. Pushing it up the floor. Ingram to Sellers, right corner. Three in! 9-6. Sellers gets his first basket of the evening. And a three-point Peace lead with 16 minutes until the break. Brian Smith running the offense, tapping his head, signaling for a play. Gets a high screen from Dula. Back to Dula, who drives left side, gives to Hooper in the left corner, and he takes a step too many as he pump fakes a three and makes his way toward the basket. Traveling violation. The ball goes back to William Peace University. 15:47 to play in the first half of action. 3 3-pointers made by William Peace. They lead it 9-6 here at the Herm at the first media timeout. Coming out of the first media timeout here at the Herman Athletic Center, 9-6. William Peace leads Randolph College. 15 minutes, 47 seconds remaining in the first half of action. Both teams have shown full court pressure defensively. Man-to-man full court by Randolph as the inbound pass goes to Gaylord. Coming out of the timeout, Trey McClain, one-handed pass left side. Sellers pump faking from the left wing, drives, dumping it in with his right off of the backboard. 11-6. He's got 5. That's the difference for William Peace with 15.5 minutes until the break. A.J. Marshall handling the ball, gives to Brian Smith up top of the circle for Randolph. Bounce pass to the right block. Dula face up against Paul Dunlap. Drives baseline. Underneath the basket. Dishes out. 3 from the left wing. Rolls in and out. And the tip-in is there as A.J. Marshall made his way into the paint. 2 points for Randolph. It's 11-8. In transition, other side. Pacers get it to Dunlap for a 3. Thuds off the back of the rim and comes down in the hands of Randolph College. Quick 3 on their side from the left wing off the front of the rim, and Trey McClain down with it for the Pacers. Up the floor, the Pacers go. Sellers hands to McClain, pump fake. He drives, kicks out to Dunlap. Gaylord for 3 from the left wing, but after a whistle is blown, as a defensive foul called against Drew Hayden, the senior guard from Vinton, Virginia. That's his first personal, 4th team foul already for Randolph. 14 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Paul Dunlap exits. Trey Bryant comes in, including the exhibition against UNC Wilmington. Bryant averaging 15 rebounds per game so far this season. Inbound pass, McClain on the right wing. Up top, Sellers quickly swings it left side. Sam Arnold's 3 rattles in and out, and a strong rebound pulled in by C.J. Loving. He gets it to Brian Smith, and here come the Wildcats. Hayden, hands to Loving, pump fake from 3 on the left wing, met with contact as he nearly blew right by Trey McClain. Fouling was about all McClain could do. He was off balance, coming in to cover the 3-point shot, potentially. So the foul gives it back to Randolph College on the far sideline as Hayden will dish it in. Gets to Marshall. His man Gupton. They hand Hooper. Couple of dribbles. Puts up a 3 from up top. Rattles in and out. Dula with the rebound. 1 dribble. It's knocked away, out of bounds. Last touched by Trey McClain, but no, the call is that Dula was the last to touch it. McClain played a big part in knocking it away, and it goes back to William Peace is the call. Inbound from Tyrell to McClain, who brings it up the floor and clears everybody else out. Drives right side, goes Gupton, right corner, 3-point shot, skips over the cylinder and is boarded by Dula of Randolph. Outlet pass far sideline to Hooper. Gets a high screen. Potential pick and pop there with Hayden, but instead Hayden bounces it underneath. Dula spins back to the basket against his man and floats it in with his right. 11-10. Pacers lead by 1, 13.5 to play in the first half. Gupton across midcourt. Dishes right side. Trey McClain over on that far sideline at the wing. Lofts a pass underneath. His back to the basket against Dula. Bryant catches, pump fakes, back out to McClain. Into the block, pivots. Outside, Gupton gives to Bryant, dribbling through the lane, goes up against Dula's body and banks it in for 2, 13-10. William Peace with the lead, but here come the Wildcats. Hooper thinks about a 3 from the left wing, instead gives to Marshall, handling the ball at the left wing, dumps it underneath to Dula. His man yet again, Bryant, 1 dribble, spins, fader from about 15 feet, tough shot, in and out, boarded by Maurice Kennedy of the Pacers. 12:45 left in the first half. To Bryant on the block. Streaking baseline. He hands it to Gupton, whose layup on the other side of the rim falls short. Pulled in by Hooper in transition. Right corner rips the bottom of the net. The 3-point shot attempt from A.J. Marshall. And we're knotted up at 13. 12:25 until halftime. Bryant top of the circle. Motioning for Trey McClain to come get the ball and assume ball handling duties. McClain steps back, couple of dribbles and gives back to Gupton. Bounce pass to the left elbow. Jab step by Bryant, back out to Gupton. Catch and shoot 3 from the right wing. No good off the front side of the rim and boarded by Randolph. Hooper on the left wing, dribbles through his legs, crosses from left to right to the hoop and lays it in from the right side of the basket. Randolph leads 15-13. With under 12 to play in the first half, McClain tries to take it coast to coast himself. A crossover dribble. He tried the right hand from the left side of the basket, and it falls short. Hooper on the other side for Randolph. They swing it inside, then out right side, and the 3-point shot attempt rattles off the backboard, the rim, and then the backboard. C.J. Loving gets it to fall for 3. 18-13 is the score. Randolph with the lead. 11 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first half. Kennedy prematurely picks up his dribble up top, finds Trey Bryant, and a whistle blown on the other side of the floor here at the near sideline as Trey McClain hits the deck, and he's fouled by A.J. Marshall is the call. Brings us to our second immediate timeout. 11 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the first half of action. That should be Marshall's first personal, but the fifth team foul already on Randolph College as we're at the under 12. Scoring breakdown for both teams. 6 Wildcats on the board. They're led by A.J. Marshall's 5. He's 2 of 2 from the field, including 1 from 3. 3 points for each Dula, Goodman, and Loving. And then 2 apiece for Hooper and Smith, the 2 leading scorers for these Wildcats so far this season. Tyson Sellers matching A.J. Marshall shot for shot. He's 2 for 2, including a 3-pointer, so he leads the way for the Pacers with 5. 3 points apiece for Smith, Gupton, and Trey McClain. And then 2 for Trey Bryant, who by the book has just 1 rebound so far, but he's certainly made an impact underneath the basket. Always playing physical. Took a charge earlier. So we exit the huddles. The 5 for the Pacers: Mikhail Gaylord, Tyson Sellers, John Ingram, Paul Dunlap, and Sam Arnold. As they'll try to spread the floor, Sellers will trigger it in from underneath their own basket. Bounces to the elbow where he finds Gaylord, the point guard out of Durham, North Carolina. Dribbles back out to midcourt, drives right side, a step back, and some hips bumping. The offensive foul called against Mikhail Gaylord. And there was certainly incidental contact, but I don't know that any of that was intentional on the part of Gaylord. It was a strong movement and gives the ball back to Randolph College. 11:09 to play until half. Wildcats lead 18-13. They break the press, give right wing. Hooper pump fakes, drives, dumps it underneath to the left side of the basket, and it's an easy layup for Elijah Ford. 20-13. Under 11 until the break. Trailer, Paul Dunlap for 3. Rattles off the right side of the rim. Hooper comes away with the rebound for Randolph and quickly moves it down the floor. Smith for 3, right wing. That one rattles in. 23-13. This one got out of hand in a hurry. Double figures lead for Randolph. Ingram forces his way onto the block, puts up a layup attempt. It's smacked outside, reeled in by Sam Arnold. 3-point shot attempt after the pass from the left side is off the near side of the rim. Sellers hits the floor, trying to scramble for the long rebound. It was his 3-pointer that missed. And a foul called against Elijah Ford in that case. Another one against Randolph. That's his first personal. They have 6 team fouls. They've all been committed by 6 different players. Pacers toss it in underneath their own basket. Weak bounce pass to the elbow where it's caught by Sellers. Chest pass to the right side. Sam Arnold gives back up top to Gaylord. Through his legs. Dishes left. Sellers to the wing. Bryant driving right side. Stops at the top of the paint. Turnaround. Jumper. Thuds off the backside of the rim. And Hooper again with the rebound for Randolph College. He already has 4 on the day. His pass on the other side knocked away and out of bounds. Randolph retains possession underneath their own basket. Hooper not as effective scoring as he's 1 for 2 from the field. 4 rebounds, 4 assists already. 10 minutes into this game for Randolph. Inbound pass goes to the right corner, just in front of the William Peace bench. And Hooper fakes a pass inside, dribbles out to the wing. Gets a handoff back from Ford, dribbles to about the 10-foot mark. Spins, fades away, puts up a tough shot off the far side of the rim. Sam Arnold squeezes the board for the Pacers. Outlet pass to Gaylord. He dribbles around the perimeter. Hands off to Ingram. Dribbles through his legs. Spins from 10 feet. Puts up the fader up front of the rim. Gets his own rebound. Strong putback. And he banks it in from the right side. 23-15. Pacers within 9.5 minutes until the break. Ford to Hooper on the right side. Back up top, Mike Osborne dribbling left. Gives to Smith in the left corner. puts it on the floor with his right. Pass outside, nearly stolen away. It's reeled in by Chip Pinner in the post for Randolph and knocked out of bounds. Last touched by the Wildcats. Pinner couldn't squeeze it. McLean enters for the Pacers. Sam Arnold checks out. Ingram is out as well. Back in comes Don Tyrell Jr., the freshman. Pacers will toss it in the backcourt as it's Trey Bryant, Mikal Gaylord back there. Chip Pinner with the pressure as well as Brian Smith. Pass into Gaylord. He blows by every one of them. Gets to the interior. Out. Sellers. Corner three. Rattles in and out. And the rebound comes down on the block for Brian Smith. Gaylord charged with the foul. And the clock stops at 9 minutes, 7 seconds until the half. Gaylord checks out. That's his second personal. Fourth team foul on the Pacers. And Smith-Gupton re-enters in his place. The sophomore, 1 for 3 from 3 so far today, has 3 points. Smith across the timeline for Randolph. Gives up top to Ford. Handoff to Hooper on the right wing. Overhead pass to the left wing. Back from Smith to the right side, and Hooper drills the three. 26-15. Hooper gets his first one to fall from deep, and it's an 11-point lead for Randolph. Gupton, chest pass to the right side. In to McLean. Sellers kicks back out. Right wing to Gupton. A handoff to Sellers. No dribble yet. Jab step. Finds a cutting Don Tyrell. Wastes a dribble. Pivots and has to kick back out to Sellers. 5 on the shot clock. Sellers dribbles left. Gives. Wide open from the left corner. Trey Bryant for 3. He can do it all. 3 more for Bryant. It's an 8-point game. 26-18. 8:08 to play in the first half of action. Wildcats go up top. Jerry Goodman gives right side. Hooper, hesitation, and fires up another 3 in Tyson Sellers' face. Drills it to bring it to an 11-point game again. Sellers quickly with a corner 3 on the other side. It rolls off the front of the rim. Board goes down to Elijah Ford. Incidental contact between he and Trey Bryant. As he comes down with it, Bryant is charged with the foul. That's his first personal, 5th team foul for William Peace, and that tally has caught up quickly. 6 team fouls for the visitors, Randolph College. Now 5 for William Peace, and it's an 11-point lead for the Wildcats. 29-18 at the under 8 media timeout. 7:47 to play here at the Herm. After the under 8 media timeout, it's 29-18 in favor of the visitors. Randolph College playing the William Peace Pacers in non-conference action this evening. 7:40 to play. Brian Smith comes across midcourt for the Wildcats for another offensive possession. They give left side. Sammy Hooper thinks about the 3. He's well defended by Tyson Sellers. Gives up top to Elijah Ford. Back to Hooper. Left wing, dribbles to his right, behind the back, step back, gives to Ford, back to Hooper again. He drives right side, has to alter his shot, and it's off the front side of the rim, but the rebound comes down. 3-point shot attempt, wide open from the left wing is Jerry Goodman. And with that, it's a 14-point lead, their largest of the day for Randolph. Stolen on the other side of the floor. Smith clears it right corner. Hooper's three. Too strong, off back iron. Sellers and Tyrell go up for it. They each got a hand on it, and it falls out of bounds at the baseline. Same team battling for the rebound. And instead, it is Randolph ball underneath their own basket. 6:54 left in the first half of action. 32-18, a 14-point lead for the visiting Wildcats. Goodman on the inbound pass, lofts it up high on the right wing, where Elijah Ford goes up and grabs it. Hands to Hooper on the right wing, and now receiving directions from head coach Pete Hamilton in his third season at the helm for Randolph College, an 11 graduate. They slow things down. Hooper has it knocked away, but he reels it back in and finds himself in the right place at the right time, able to lay it in wide open with his left. Two more for him. He's in double figures. It's an 8-0 run for Randolph as Ingram penetrates to the left side of the basket and draws the foul for the Pacers on the other side, stopping the clock at 6:21 in the first half. 34-18. It's a 16-point lead for Randolph College as the foul call goes against Dula. 17 fouls on Randolph College as Ingram's first free throw goes up and in, so he'll be rewarded a second in the 1-and-1 sequence. 17 fouls for Randolph, all committed by 7 different players. Ingram now 1 for 1 from the free throw line. He hits his second. First free throws of his Pacers career here in game number 2 of his first season at William Peace University. That makes it 34-20, 6:21 left in the first half. As Ford and Smith bring it up the floor for the Wildcats. Smith across midcourt, the junior guard. Defended by Gaylord. Gives right side. Goodman back top of the circle to Dula. They go left side. C.J. Loving. Hands off to Smith. Sneaky bounce pass underneath to Dula, but he lost the handle and it goes out of bounds. Back to William Peace, 6:01 until the break as the Pacers trail by 14. Ingram's free throws broke an 8-0 run. There was a run of 13-0 earlier in the first half, which created this separation. Pacers break the press with a pass to John Ingram at midcourt. He crosses his man, C.J. Loving, from right to left, hands off at the left wing to Gaylord. Pacers swing it around the perimeter into the hands of Kennedy on the right side. He gets a high screen from Tyrell, gives to Ingram, dribbles into the free throw line, pulls up the jumper, and it falls through. 6 points for the freshman, and it's 34-22, a 12-point Randolph lead. Loving catches a handoff at the top of the circle, gives to Goodman, shuffles his feet before firing up a three. Traveling violation, gives it back to William Peace. Goodman nodding his head toward his teammates as if to say, yeah, I know what I did, my bad. Another turnover for Randolph. That's their 9th of the first half, the first on Goodman individually. Mikhail Gaylord crosses midcourt. Gives to Tyrell, couple of freshmen on the floor for the Pacers in he and Ingram. Tyrell drives right side to the block, goes up with 2 feet, and is knocked in the head on his layup attempt, which was strong. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2, though. So Tyrell goes to the free throw line for a chance at a couple more points for William Peace. 34-22, Randolph leads, 5:09 until the half. As the freshman takes a couple of dribbles, puts up his first from the charity stripe. It's off of the right side of the rim and out. A.J. Marshall, Sammy Hooper back into the backcourt for Randolph College. Hooper, only player in double figures with 10. Second free throw for Tyrell off the right side of the rim. Bounces toward the Randolph sideline, and Tyrell has to jump out of bounds to save it. But his foot was out of bounds. And he, in doing so, knocked over a Randolph player on the bench. Looked to be Chip Penner, I believe. Helped him up. He seems to be okay as it's Randolph ball on the inbound pass right in front of their bench. Dula gives to Hooper as Hooper clears the way and dribbles up the floor. Handoff right side to Marshall. Defended by Kennedy. Dribbles right, hands on the wing to Hooper. Another handoff. Loving picks up his dribble, top of the circle, fires up a three. It's off the back of the rim, but a whistle blown prior to. And a foul underneath the basket. This time on Avery Payne, who had just checked into the contest in the post for Randolph. 9th team foul by 8 different players for the Wildcats. If you're going to commit fouls, I guess you want them to spread out like that. 4:40 left until halftime. Wildcats 34, Pacers 22. Sellers with it on the right wing for William Peace. Bounces underneath to a cutting Don Tyrell with traffic. Puts it up, and it's off the near side of the rim. Hooper gets the long rebound, streaking down the near sideline. Euro step into the lane. His layup is swatted away by Tyson Sellers. Bryant on the other end of the floor receives the pass from Don Tyrell and throws it down with 2 hands for safety. 34-24, back within 10 as the Pacers trail 4:07 until the half. Dula top of the circle. Hands to C.J. Loving, tries to dribble with his left, but stopped stone cold by Ingram, and the Pacers crowd is into it now. Hooper against Sellers, drives right side, 10 on the shot clock. Marshall can't find a shot, top of the key, gives right wing to Hooper, whose three-point shot attempt clangs off the back of the rim, but a long rebound in the corner pulled in by Dula. Out to Marshall, way too strong on the three, and it's smacked away out of bounds, last touched by Mikhail Gaylord. The ball goes back to Randolph underneath their own basket, but a nice defensive sequence there for William Peace. As timeouts called, it's the media timeout, under 4 minutes to play. Trey Bryant made his way back to the William Peace bench, favoring either his nose or his lip. I don't know what happened after his jam on the other side of the floor. But he's getting looked at by the William Peace trainer. Presumably nothing serious, with 3 minutes, 39 seconds remaining in the first half. And the Pacers trailing by 10, 34-24. Randolph College came in back and forth for the early going. But then about 10 minutes in, a 13-0 run for the Wildcats. They've also gone on an 8-0 run here in the first half. They lead it by 10. Shooting at a much higher percentage than the Pacers, and that's been the Achilles heel through the first couple of games of this season for William Peace. Just 34% from the field and 4 of 15 from 3 for the Pacers. That's 26% and change. Meanwhile, Randolph, 13 of 25. That's better than 50% from the field. 7 of 13. Even better than that from 3. Huddles break. Hooper to send it in from underneath the Wildcats basket. Tries to loft it underneath, and it's smacked and swatted back out of bounds by Trey Bryant. So we'll re-rack the inbound pass with 3:39 still on the clock. Bryant shakes his head in the direction of Sammy Hooper. And a 1-second runoff as the clock is corrected. 3:38. And now an attempt to correct the shot clock. It's down to 28 seconds. The game clock runs down to 3:35. So 29 on the shot clock, 3:35 on the game clock now. Actually a 4-second runoff, which seems to be a bit much. Inbound pass goes to the left wing. Down underneath to Dula for Randolph. Out, Sammy Hooper thinks about a 3. Instead gives to Smith on the right side, whose three-point shot attempt sails over the rim, barely grazes the far side. Hooper comes down with it, dribbles out to the left wing, and his 3 is good. Sammy Hooper with 13 points as he's 3 of 6 from deep. 37-24, 3:07 to play in the first half. Pacers with it. Tyson Sellers on the left wing. Step back after a dribble, thinks about the three. Instead goes down to the block. Bryant inside out, back to Sellers. Right corner, three in. He's hot from that spot and makes it a 10-point game once again. 37-27 with 2:45 until the break. Sellers now 2 for 5 from three with 8 points to lead the Pacers. Smith into the front court against Gaylord. Gets a high screen, dribbles right, hands to Dula. Jab step, has it knocked away as he tries to drive to the basket. Sellers and Ingram on the other side of the floor. Sellers takes it himself and finger rolls it with his right. As correction, that was Trey McClain along with Tyson Sellers. The lay-in makes it 37-29. 2:12 to play until half. Smith on the left side of the floor. Dribbles to the right. Bounces it off of his own foot. Out of bounds. Pacers ball. Clock stops at 2:07 to play in the first. And the Pacers down by 8. Perhaps getting a shot in the arm from this WPU crowd. Student section starting to get into it here at the Herman Athletic Center. The inbound pass in the backcourt goes to Trey McClain. He's defended by Sammy Hooper. Crosses the timeline, crosses him up from right to left, bounces up top to Trey Bryant. Hands to Gaylord, pick up top, back underneath to Bryant on the block. He's going to go to work. One dribble, out to Gaylord. Lofts a pass back underneath, and Bryant has to go get it as it was errant, the pass. And in transition, Sammy Hooper bounces it off of his own foot. Much like Bryant on the last possession, kicks it out of bounds to give it back to the Pacers. Jason Dudley into the game for William Peace with the inbound pass. Gives to Gaylord. Far side of the floor now, Sellers has it with 1.5 minutes remaining in the first half of play. 37-29, Wildcats lead. Jab step and a pass underneath, zipped in to Trey Bryant. He catches and is immediately fouled on the play. That's Drew Hayden, the senior guard, committing his second personal foul. Team foul number 10 for the Wildcats. So Bryant goes to the free throw line to shoot 2, where he's been very successful this season. 10 of 12 from the stripe in the Pacers' last contest, which was a career game for Trey Bryant. 22 points, 17 rebounds, and all that success from the charity stripe. Timeout called by Randolph. 1 minute, 25 seconds remaining. Trey Bryant will shoot 2 free throws on the other side. 37-29. Randolph with the lead here at the Herm. So just under 90 seconds left to play in the first half. And it's been a scrappy one for William Peace. They've been without one of their best shooters, Camden Ferguson, since the beginning of the season. As Bryant makes his way to the free throw line to shoot the first of 2. Dudley and McClain underneath the basket to rebound for the Pacers, as Bryant's first is off the back of the iron and misses. Again, he was 10 of 12 on Sunday here at the Herm, though 0 for 4 in the exhibition against UNC Wilmington. His second thuds off the front of the rim and is rebounded by Randolph. Hooper streaking the far sideline. Penetrates to about the block and kicks back out to Brian Smith with 1:13 and counting down to go in the first half. Smith picks up his dribble on the wing, goes underneath. Dula matched up against McClain, fades at the block, and too strong on the layup attempt. Dudley with the rebound. Quick outlet to McClain. Here come the Pacers. Picks up his dribble, gives to Dudley, top of the circle. Under a minute to play in the first half. Sellers on the left wing. Jabs left, drives right, dribbles behind his back, nowhere to go. Gives to McClain. Penetrates left, hands back to Sellers, back to McClain. Nearly lost the handle, regains it, and lays it in with his right. 41.3 seconds on the clock, and a timeout called. 37-31. It's back within 6 for the Pacers. with 41 seconds remaining in the first half. Just a quick 30-second timeout for William Peace, as it looks as if Don Tyrell will check into the contest. The first-year player started his first game of his career at the beginning of this half. So the 5 for William Peace as they break the huddle. Mikhail Gaylord, the 2 first-year players in John Ingram and Don Tyrell, and then Tyson Sellers and Trey Bryant, the 2 leading scorers for the Pacers. As the inbound pass goes to Brian Smith for Randolph, they make their way up the floor. Smith, covered up by Ingram, finally makes it across midcourt. Dribbling through his legs, 30 seconds left. Shot clock at 17. Pass to the elbow. Hand off to Smith, cutting to the basket on the right side, bodied up on the layup attempt. And the foul called against Trey Bryant will give Smith a couple of free throws for Randolph. Clock stops 23.7 seconds. 37-31 is the lead for the Wildcats. Bryant commits his second personal foul. It's the 6th team foul of the first half for the Pacers. Smith, a 77% shooter from the free throw line a year ago, drills his first to make it a 7-point lead for the visitors, 38-31. Bryant checks out. In comes Smith-Gupton. 1 made field goal on the day. It was from 3. And the Pacers going a little bit small with that swap. Smith's second falls through. Randolph ahead 39-31. They beat St. Mary's of Maryland in their first contest of the regular season, sitting at 1-0. Inbound to Gaylord, 20 on the clock, shot clock turned off, so the Pacers will try for the last possession here. Gaylord at center court, directing traffic, 10 on the clock, winding down to the left elbow. Sellers still hasn't put it on the floor, fakes a pass over his head, drives to the basket, goes up with his right, and draws contact. Doesn't hit the layup, but Sellers will go to the free throw line for 2 with just under 2 seconds on the clock. 1.9 the scoreboard reads as Sellers makes his way to the free throw line for the first time this evening. He's got 10 points to lead the way for the Pacers so far. His first of 2 is up and rolls in off the front side of the rim. 11 points for Sellers, and it's 39-32. An 85% free throw shooter a year ago. Highest mark on the team for William Peace, just barely ahead of Mikhail Gaylord's 80% from the free throw line. Second is up and in. He hits both, and it's back within 6. Sellers checks out immediately following as Sam Arnold will come into the game and cover the inbounder, adding a little bit of length for the Pacers. Pass goes into Marshall, and they let the clock expire as we'll head to the locker room. 39-36, Wildcats with the lead on the road. They won 1 away contest all of last season, did Randolph College of the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. Just 7 total wins on the year. Trying to get road win number 1 in their first road contest here at the Herman Athletic Center in Raleigh, North Carolina. Stay with us on the Pacers Sports Network. It's halftime, 39-33. The Pacers trail by 6.
Basketball is coming up. Stay tuned. Peace Pacers 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 basketball is coming up.
Welcome back for half number 2 at the Herman Athletic Center, where it's Randolph College 39, William Peace University 33. The Pacers trail by 6 at the break in what has been an up-and-down game so far. Just one player in double figures scoring for each team. It's Sammy Hooper with 13 points on 3 of 6 from beyond the arc for the Wildcats. He also has 6 rebounds and 4 assists. But hold your applause, because he also has 5 turnovers for the Wildcats. Meanwhile, for the Pacers, off the bench, it is Tyson Sellers with 12 points. 2 of 5 from three-point land, 4 of 7 from the field. A couple of assists, couple steals, a block. He's been really impressive after not getting the start for the first time this season. He started all of last season and was the leading scorer returning for William Peace this season. Had really struggled out of the gate this year in the exhibition against UNC Wilmington. Just 2 of 16 from the field was Sellers, 0 of 7 from 3. He wasn't really hitting shots in that opener here at the Herm against Washington and Lee either. But perhaps a wake-up call. And he's been great for the Pacers so far today. So Randolph College will begin with possession. We swap sides. Wildcats in their all-black uniforms with white and yellow trim, shooting at the basket to my left now as they inbound it successfully to Sammy Hooper to reset the O. 39-33 they lead. Ryan Smith on the right wing. No dribble, goes up top, and they swing around to the left corner. Hand off to Smith at the left wing. He drives left baseline, switches hands in midair, and avoids a block by Trey Bryant. Banks it in for 2, 41-33. McClain receives a pass on the other side for the Pacers. Dribbles behind his back, goes up with his right, and it's off the front side of the rim. Randolph with the board. Long pass to Goodman in the far corner. They go back up top. Goodman thinks about the 3. Thought he shuffled his feet again, and a foul off the ball as Elijah Ford was posting up Don Tyrell, using way too much arm to swipe his body backward, and is called for the foul, his second personal, first team foul for either side here in the second half. 19-17 to play and an 8-point Randolph lead. Pacers break the press. Gupton back to Bryant, who inbounded it originally, and he hands off to Kennedy at midcourt. Goodman defending. Gupton, couple of dribbles, goes right side. Kennedy back. Gupton for three, rattles off the right side of the rim. One-handed board by Bryant, and then it's swiftly knocked away and stolen by Brian Smith. Up the floor, forwards the pass. Layup attempt, swatted away, out of bounds, and it will go back to Randolph College. I think Trey Bryant may have gotten a block there, but Coach Hamilton of the Wildcats was in my view. Either way, it's Randolph's ball. Hooper outside the circle, bounces inside. Bryant, the defender, falling away. Shot put up by Dula, and it's off the backside of the rim, rebounded by the Pacers. Outlet to Gupton, far sideline. Back center court to Tyrell. They loft it underneath, and Bryant faced to the basket at the baseline. Back down. Dula can't handle him, but the shot no good. Bryant gets his own rebound and banks it in. It rolls through. 41-35, back within 6. Randolph's lead, 18-14 to play. Smith hands to Goodman on the left wing. Near the sideline, he's defended by Gupton. Pump fake right. Smith drives baseline from the left side. Blew right by Trey McClain. Can't get the layup to fall, but a foul called as it will be McClain. The senior from Greensboro with his second personal foul, first team foul for William Peace here in the second half. 18:06 to play, and Brian Smith goes to the free throw line, from which he is 2 of 2 this evening. 77.5% shooter last season, his first off the front side of the rim and out. Tyson Sellers checks in for Maurice Kennedy. John Ingram in for Trey McClain. Sellers the leading scorer for the Pacers so far with 12. Smith's second is up in the air and drops in nothing but net. 42-35, a 7-point Randolph lead. Full court pressure. Inbound pass goes to Gupton. He breaks through, passes midcourt. They go left corner. John Ingram with the pump fake and can't get the layup to go. It rolls in and out. Bryant squeezed the rebound and inexplicably is called for the foul. I don't know exactly what the case was there. The ball was bouncing between his hands and a couple of guys trying to rebound for Randolph College. He checks out. That's his third personal foul. Sam Arnold walked on the floor to replace him with his warm-up still on, so he pulls that off and tosses it toward midcourt. Third team foul for the Pacers, as that one is called against Trey Bryant. Hooper on the inbound pass for Randolph. Spins away, tries the fadeaway jumper. It's blocked by Tyson Sellers, his defender. Ball back down to Randolph. Up top to Smith. 5 on the shot clock. High screen, he drives left side, kicks to the left corner, and it's mishandled by Goodman. Out of bounds. Pacers ball, 17 minutes, 23 seconds remaining. And William Peace trails by 7, 42-35. Sellers with his second block on that defensive stand. And the correction on the scoreboard is that it now reads 2 team fouls for William Peace, 1 for Randolph. Sellers breaks the press, dribbles behind his back at midcourt. The crowd liked it a little bit more than they should. Pass to the right side, Ingram back to Sellers, spins at the top of the key and bounces it back out to Sam Arnold. Through his legs, Gupton dribbles, goes to Sellers on the left side. Against Smith, penetrates, kicks outside the perimeter. Back to Gupton, 2 on the shot clock. Step back 3 in the right corner, it rolls in! Tyson Sellers at the buzzer. 42-38, it's back within 4. Dula on the interior for Randolph. Looking for a cutter, instead goes up top to Goodman. 3-point shot, catch and shoot from the wing, and that one goes in, nothing but net. The answer from Jerry Goodman makes it 45-38, a 7-point Randolph lead, 16:32 to play, and a full timeout called by Pete Hamilton, the head coach for Randolph College. Tyson Sellers on the Pacers' last possession got a little bit saucy as he entered the front court and got a nice crowd reaction for not a mind-blowing play, but it was a nice dribble move. And as the shot clock expires, he was down in the right corner just in front of the Pacers bench with 2 on the shot clock. He caught a pass, crossed over, dribbled with a step back, and fired up a 3 that shook the rim and ultimately shook the Herman Athletic Center because the crowd went nuts, but it was somewhat mitigated by Jerry Goodman's three-pointer on the other side of the floor for Randolph, making it once again a 7-point contest, 45-38. 16 minutes, 32 seconds remain here in half number 2. Sellers now with 15 points leads all scorers, but is still the only Pacer in double figures. Trey Bryant has 9, but his 3 fouls have him sitting on the bench for now. We exit the timeout with 16 and a half minutes to play. We'll see if that also counts as the first media timeout. I don't think they treated it as such, so we might get an extended break here shortly. Inbound, Gaylord streaking down the floor for the Pacers. Kicks left corner, 3 for Sam Arnold, falls in. 45-41, Randolph's lead. Arnold with his first points of the day, assisted by Gaylord, his first dime of the contest. Smith on the right wing for Randolph against Sellers. Wildcats kick left side. Another 3-point shot attempt, short off the front of the rim by Hayden, and Arnold comes down with the board. To Sellers, far sideline. Bounce pass to the corner. Ingram up top. Arnold for 3, rolls in and out. And the rebound goes down to C.J. Loving. Outlet pass intercepted by Sellers. 3 from the opposite corner. Tyson Sellers, ladies and gentlemen, brings it within 145-44. He has 18 on 4 of 7 from deep. Loving driving middle of the floor. Lost his footing, and he slid in the lane. Traveling violation gives it back to William Peace. 15:34 to play, and immediate timeout. The hustle from Tyson Sellers as a player coming off of the bench in this contest has been unmatched by anyone else on the floor. That was his 3rd steal, leading into his 4th made 3-point basket. He's 6 of 9 from the field overall, 4 of 7 from deep. Couple of assists, 2 blocks, and a few steals as he had on that last possession. Pacers on a 6-0 run, given the 2 3-pointers, Sam Arnold and then Tyson Sellers. A 14-5 run for the Pacers. Going back to 2 seconds remaining in the first half. Gaylord, Sellers, Ingram, Arnold, and Jason Dudley now on the floor for William Peace. Gaylord in the backcourt. Crosses the timeline. Bounces up top to Sam Arnold. Sellers on the left wing. Fakes a pass underneath. Dribbles behind his back. Goes to Gaylord again as the Pacers swing it around the right side of the perimeter. Sellers catches a pass. Top of the circle. 10 on the shot clock. Ingram on the right side. Drives in and floats it from the block, nothing but net. Ingram gives the Pacers the lead, 46-45, 15 minutes to play. Hayden with it up top for Randolph. Gives Brian Smith the long three, drops in from center court. 48-46, back to a 2-point lead for the Wildcats, 14:45 to play. Gaylord hands to Ingram for the Pacers on the other side. Lofted a pass to the right corner. Sam Arnold thinks about a three, cutting, gives to the left corner. Ingram, jab step, drives baseline, but shuffled his feet and commits a travel that gives it back to Randolph. 14 minutes, 32 seconds left in the second half. A 2-point Wildcat lead, 48-46, as Maurice Kennedy will grab John Ingram and give him a breather. Trey McClain in for Tyson Sellers as Pacers with the full court pressure have to retreat. Drew Hayden dribbles across midcourt. Hayden to Marshall, up top, Sellers catches, shoots the three, way too strong. It thuds off the far side of the rim, and the long rebound in the corner goes to Gaylord. He quickly makes his way up the floor. No-look pass to the corner, and it's knocked away out of bounds. Should have been called off of Randolph, but not a good look at it by the officials. It was clearly deflected, unless Gaylord anticipated Trey McClain cutting baseline instead of staying camped out in the corner, which could also be the case. Smith and Hayden bring it up the floor for Randolph. Mike Osborne on the right wing. They go to the left side now. A.J. Marshall against McClain. Jabs, hands out to Osborne. Catch and shoot a long three. And that one rattles in from almost the same spot as Brian Smith's. 51-46, now a 5-point Randolph lead. 13:37 to play. On the left block, Arnold hands off to Kennedy. Pump fake, puts up a three from the left side. It rattles off and skips over the rim. Dudley knocks the rebound out of the hands of Elijah Ford and comes away with it, so the Pacers get a new possession. Smith-Gupton handling the ball. Center court, gives left side. McClain penetrates against Marshall. Handoff on the right wing. Gupton for three. It fell through, but a whistle and a foul as McClain, after handing it off to Gupton, set a moving screen. That's the senior's third personal, and it's the third team foul of the second half for the Pacers. Dula tosses it in front of the Pacers bench, and it's knocked away. The inbound pass, McClain there to get a hand on it and swat it out of bounds. So Dula moves a little closer toward midcourt for another chance at the inbound. He goes into the backcourt to A.J. Marshall with 13:05 to play and counting down. Randolph leads 51-46 against Gupton. Marshall dribbles behind his back at the left wing. One-handed pass to center court where he has Sammy Hooper. High screen from Elijah Ford. Three-point shot attempt. Rattles off the rim. McClain with the rebound. Outlet pass to Gupton. And here come the Pacers. To Kennedy in the right corner. Puts it on the floor. They swing it to the left side where it's McClain. Gives to Tyrell. Pump fake. Drives from the right side. Banks it in for two with contact. No whistle, but it's within three. 51-48. Randolph with the lead and the ball. A.J. Marshall dribbles to the right wing. They swing left side. Mike Osborne passes on the three this time. Marshall bounces underneath, and Elijah Ford is fouled on the block. He and Don Tyrell going at it for position. Tyrell's second personal foul, fourth team foul on William Peace. 12:21 to play. And a 3-point Randolph lead as A.J. Marshall sets up just outside the right block to trigger it in underneath their own basket for Randolph. Has Trey Bryant leaping in front of him. Has to heave an overhead pass toward midcourt to get it inbound. Hooper hands to Ford. Left side, Marshall pump fakes on the three. Drives right side and a nifty move and finger roll to lay it in for two. 53-48, a 5-point Randolph lead. Bryant driving, center of the lane, goes left side. Kennedy's three from the wing. Bounces between the near side of the rim and the backboard. And a foul called against Dula of Randolph on the rebound attempt. He was trying to box out Trey McLean, who had better position and more momentum. Pacers ball underneath their own basket with exactly 12 minutes on the clock. That'll be immediate timeout, 53-48. Randolph with a 5-point lead here at the Herm. Pacers trailing by 5. .12 minutes to play here at the Herm. 53-48, a 5-point lead for the visiting Wildcats of Randolph College. Smith Gupton inbounding the ball underneath the Pacers' own basket. And a whistle blown before he can toss an entry pass. As again, the call is against Justin Dula, the sophomore post player for Randolph. That's his third personal, third team foul of the half for the Wildcats. To the elbow, Sellers grabs it, spins, and delivers a pass to Don Tyrell. Back to the left wing, Sellers way short on the air ball three, but it's right into the arms of Trey Bryant. No good on his follow-up attempt, as Dula was there straight up as the defender. To the other end of the floor, Randolph College, hands to Hooper. Behind the back dribble, pulls up just inside the three-point line. It bounces on the front of the rim and rolls through. 55-48, as Hooper now with 15 points on the night. And a whistle down the floor. It's called against Brian Smith, the foul. Fourth team foul for Randolph College. And it's Smith's second personal. Dula checks out. In place will be Chip Penner into the contest for just the second time today. The first-year center, 6 feet 9 inches tall is what he's listed. Sellers with the inbound pass, drives right side, goes to Ingram, three-pointer from the right corner, skips over the cylinder, and the rebound goes down to the Wildcats. Smith going coast to coast, underneath the basket, dishes to the left corner, and Marshall drains the three. 58-48, back to a 10-point Randolph lead with 11 minutes to go. Gupton pulls on the three-point shot attempt from the left wing. It rattles off the far side of the rim. Tyrell with the board, has it knocked away, and it's stolen. Hooper with numbers, gives to Smith, left corner three, up off the near side of the rim, but the tip-in is good by Hooper. Who else? His 10th rebound. Points 16 and 17. He gives himself a double-double for the evening and extends the lead for Randolph to 12, 60-48, 10:43 to play. And a timeout called by Randolph at the same point. Couple consecutive rebounds there by Sammy Hooper, who has had himself a night some early turnovers. His total there is 5, but he hasn't had one in the second half. We're almost 10 minutes through, 10:43 on the clock. And the Wildcats with a 60-48 lead. Bryant to inbound it for the Pacers. Gets it to Gaylord, who'll clear out everybody else. A.J. Marshall stumbles in defense as Gaylord enters the front court. The give to Bryant. Hand off to Ingram on the right side. Back to Sellers, left wing. Drives, bounces underneath to Bryant, and he's hacked, perhaps as he went up with the shot. But no, it was before he went to the basket. Foul called on Sammy Hooper, his second personal, 15th foul on Randolph. Inbound goes to the right wing. Ingram pump fakes on a three. They swing it to the left side where it's Mikal Gaylord. Back to Ingram. One-handed catch nearly cost him, but he reels it in on the right side. Hands to Sellers. Dribbles left, behind his back, bounces underneath on the right block to Trey Bryant. He sneaks underneath the arms of Chip Pinner and draws a foul. Bryant will go to the line to shoot 2. Pinner commits his first personal. And that's team foul number 6 on Randolph College. Bryant 0 for 2 from the stripe so far tonight. Misses wide right on his first. 0 for 3 tonight. Was 0 for 4 in the exhibition against UNCW, but 10 of 12 on Sunday against Washington and Lee. The second of 2 off back iron. And a long rebound into the far corner, pulled in by Elijah Ford. He hands to Sammy Hooper, and Randolph slowly makes their way up the floor. Ford hands to Brian Smith. Floater in the lane from the top of the key with his right. Drops in, nothing but net. 62-48, now a 14-point Randolph lead. Sellers for the Pacers. Gives to Bryant and Gaylord. Hand off to Ingram. And he took a step too many, lost his footing before trying to go through his legs. Traveling violation. We'll give it back to Randolph College. 9:42 to play. Inbound in the backcourt to Brian Smith. Breaks pressure, gives to Pinner from the left side of the baseline. 2-point shot attempt, no good. Long rebound pulled in, out to Smith, and another 3-point shot made by Brian Smith. Assisted by Elijah Ford, but Smith leads all Randolph scorers now with 18. He's 3 of 6 from deep. The 3-point shooting for Randolph College has been incredible, especially here in the second half. 5 of 9 from beyond the arc in the second half, 8 of 15 in the first half. Smith is 3 of 6. Hooper is 3 of 7. Goodman is 3 for 3 from deep. A.J. Marshall has hit 2 out of 3. And a combined 2 for 5 between Hayden Osborne and Loving, the only other players to attempt 3-point shots. 65-48, now a 17-point lead for Randolph. Gaylord into the front court with Ingram, Tyrell, Sellers, and Bryant. Has his pass knocked away and out of bounds at the far sideline, so Pacers will toss it in as Trey McClain signals and will replace John Ingram. Trey Bryant will exit, though he doesn't seem too happy about it. Jason Dudley into the contest again for the Pacers. Dudley with a share of that single-game rebounding record that Bryant tied on Sunday. 17 boards in a single game. Hands to McClain on the left wing. Drives back outside to the right to Gaylord, and he's banged up as he tries to penetrate toward the basket. Team foul number 7 as it's charged to A.J. Marshall, his second personal, and Mikhail Gaylord will shoot 1 and 1. Gaylord, an 80% free throw shooter a year ago. Under 9 minutes to play. The first falls through and makes it 65-49. The junior guard out of Durham, North Carolina, hits 2 of 2. Makes it a 15-point deficit. Ford on the inbound pass, running baseline, finally gets it to Sammy Hooper. But good defense by the Pacers. Hooper across the timeline against Sellers. Dribbles right, hands to Smith. And Randolph swings it back to the left side to A.J. Marshall. One-handed pass to the right side. Hooper looking for a cutting Chip Penner. And it's knocked away out of bounds is the call. The call is that it hit a piece defender and will be Randolph ball underneath their own basket. Marshall to trigger it in with 8:35 to play. Bounces it to Penner right underneath the basket. All he has to do is reach up and bank it in. 67-50 as Penner gets his first bucket of the day. Marshall's third assist. Tyrell for the Pacers on the other end. Drives, kicks left corner to Dudley, and back up top to Sellers it goes. Finally puts it on the floor and gives it the midcourt logo to Gaylord to run the offense. 10 on the shot clock, not much time to do so. Against Marshall, Gaylord dribbles left, bounces to the elbow. Sellers gets in the lane, falling away. It rattles in and out, but a tip in for Trey McClain. The rebound and the putback makes it 67-52. A whistle and substitutions. McClain now has 7 points, 4 rebounds. I saw a signal of McClain's number 21, come from one of the officials toward the scorer's table. I'm not sure what that was about. Perhaps clarifying that he got both the rebound and the basket. But a stoppage in play as we're under 8 minutes to go, forces a media timeout. 7:56 left in this one here at the Herman Athletic Center. It's 67-52. Randolph College with a 15-point lead, where they've lived for most of the evening, though William Peace has drawn it close at times as well. Some tremendous shooting for Randolph College throughout this contest, which is where William Peace has struggled in the early goings this season. But Randolph is shooting 53% from the field. Just above that, 54% from three-point land. Compare that to William Peace's 38 from the field, 30.8 from three-point territory. Under 8 to play. Elijah Ford on the inbound pass finally gets it in to Sammy Hooper, essentially handing it to him right at the baseline. Hooper dribbles across midcourt, deals to the near sideline where it's caught by Brian Smith. Up top to Ford, wanted the handoff, did Smith, but instead it goes to Goodman. Smith on the weaving around to the left side of the perimeter, grabs it and floats up it. Shot off the near side of the rim, board to the Pacers. Gaylord crosses from right to left, drives left side of the basket, bounces it underneath from block to block, intended for Trey Bryant, and it's knocked away out of bounds. Last touched by the big man for William Peace. Randolph ball. 7 minutes, 24 seconds remaining as Justin Dula checks in. Elijah Thomas makes his way down the floor. Dula will trigger in the inbound pass. Has Hooper streaking toward the other basket. Hooper holds up as he catches it in the front court, though. And they'll reset the offense. Goodman, top of the circle. Hooper hands off to Smith against Gaylord. Dumps out pass over the defender. Gupton got a hand on it, but not before reaching around the body of Justin Dula and committing a foul. Gupton's first personal, 15th foul on the Pacers with 7:06 left in the game. Brian Smith inbounds it from underneath the basket. Gets it to Dula, receives a handoff, gives, and Goodman misses his first three of the game from the right corner. It skids off the front of the rim. Gupton to Sellers on the other end from the left side. And Sellers gets the three to fall. That makes it 67-55, 6:45 and counting down left here in the second half. Goodman into the front court against McLean. Blows right by the right side, but good help defense by Trey Bryant. Forces the miss, and Bryant gets the rebound. Outlet to Gupton. Hands to Gaylord in the front court. Underneath, wide open is Bryant. Pump fake to get his man in the air, but he can't get the shot in against Dula as Bryant flies against the floor. In transition, Randolph out to Smith. The three wide open. Booms in from the left wing, and it's 70-55. Every time William Peace has a little bit of momentum on its side, it seems like Randolph has an answer. Smith Gupton dribbles just within the three-point line and pulls up a 17-footer that falls through for two. 70-57 now the score. Gupton has 5. 5:50 left to play. Inlet pass on the block to Dula. He's defended by Bryant. Picks up his dribble. Goes straight up. Had to alter his shot falling away. Bryant gets the foul called on him. Is emphatic afterward. And draws a technical foul. Personal foul and a technical foul charged against Trey Bryant. A frustrated Trey Bryant. The shooting foul was his 4th personal. And the 16th foul on William Peace. And Sammy Hooper, all alone on the left side of the floor, will shoot a couple of free throws. So that gives Bryant 5. He's DQ'd and will have to take a seat for the remainder of the evening now with 5 minutes, 44 seconds left. Hooper's first falls through. He has 18. The second is good as well. Give him 19 points. As he hits his first 2 free throws of the evening. 72-57, a 15-point Randolph lead. And so now following the technical foul shots by Hooper, Justin Dula will go to the line to shoot 2 after the shooting foul. With 5:54 remaining, Dula quickly puts up his first. It funnels through to give him 4 points and make it a 16-point lead, 17-point lead as Dula's second falls as well. 55% shooter on the season a year ago. And Pacers get an inside pass to Don Tyrell. He goes up for the shot and is immediately fouled by Justin Dula. It's team foul number 8. Personal foul number 4 on Dula. I don't believe this was on the shot. I didn't see a signal, but it should be 1-1 for Don Tyrell. His first is up and in. And that draws it back within 16, 74-58, 5:34 to play here in Raleigh. Mike Osborne checks in for Dula with 4 fouls. Osborne of Floyd County, Virginia. 1 of 1 from the field. That was from deep. He has 3 points. Tyrell's second up and rattles in after hitting first the right side of the rim. Inbound pass goes to Brian Smith, nearly stolen as he delivers it back to Osborne. Sellers was there aggressively in transition. Goodman for 3 from the left corner. And it rolls in. He's 4 of 5 from deep is Jerry Goodman. 77-59, Randolph leads with 5:12 to play. Gupton gets the handoff from Sam Arnold. Pacers swing it around the right side. McLean penetrates from the right corner. No look pass to the opposite block. It's Tyrell, 10 on the shot clock. Gupton driving left side, puts it up. It's short off the near side of the rim, but he scraps for his own rebound in the left corner. Gupton back out to the wing. McLean, new shot clock for the Pacers, so no rush. Arnold at the top of the circle, hands off to Sellers, spins at the top of the key, dishes back out. Gupton with 15 on the shot clock. Shot blocked at the top of the key by Sammy Hooper, and Randolph now with it. Osborne from the left side of the basket, charging foul as Trey McLean got in position and held his ground. Offensive foul gives it back to the Pacers with 4:32 to play. Randolph 77, William Peace 59. Some substitutions as Smith Gupton, Trey McLean, and Sam Arnold check out for the Pacers. Maurice Kennedy, Mikhail Gaylord, and John Ingram back into the contest. Pacers back to that smaller lineup. Gaylord and Kennedy in the backcourt as Ingram jogs forward to provide some help with the press break. Tyson Sellers, Don Tyrell in the front court. Ingram dribbles across the timeline, hands to Gaylord. Pacers go around the perimeter and a pass to Sellers, knocked away and out of bounds by Brian Smith. And he signals to his bench. Looked like he was gesturing as if he was dunking it. Perhaps he wanted the fast break throwdown. Inbound pass goes to the far corner. John Ingram loses his handle and has to drop down for it in competition for possession with Sammy Hooper. Shared possession, and a jump ball gives it back to the Pacers underneath their own basket, though it's in that far corner where the ball will be inbounded. Gaylord, the trigger man. Top of the circle, finds Don Tyrell. Three-point shot attempt is in. Don Tyrell with his second three of the day. Check that, he's 1 for 3, so his first make from deep. 7 points for him, third assist for Mikhail Gaylord. 77-62, 4 minutes left. Randolph crosses the timeline. Osborne on the right wing, fakes on a long three-point attempt. They swing it right side. Hooper catch and shoot from the right wing, nothing but net. He has 22 points. And it's 80-62. Ingram loses his handle after catching a pass in the right corner. Osborne with the steal. Has it knocked away in the lane on the other end of the floor. It's out of bounds, and the call goes to William Peace. Under 4 minutes to go, 3:32 to be exact. And it brings us to our final media timeout. Randolph 80, William Peace 62 the score, following Sammy Hooper's fourth three-point basket of the contest. He leads all scorers with 22, and it's an 18-point lead for the visiting Wildcats here at the Herm. 3.5 minutes left here at the Herman Athletic Center. Home game number 2 of the regular season for William Peace University, and they trail by 18, 80-62. A couple of Old Dominion Athletic Conference opponents in the early going of this 2018-2019 slate. Sellers into the front court for the Pacers, exiting the final media timeout. Pacers working it around the perimeter. Sellers catches in a jab step before a dribble on the right side where he hands off to Don Tyrell. Back to Gaylord, 7 on the shot clock. Hands to Ingram, spins in the lane, goes up with it with 2 hands. Has it knocked away, but a foul called against Sammy Hooper. Hooper's 3rd personal foul, the 10th team foul on the Wildcats. So John Ingram will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. He's had a couple of chances so far this evening. His first of these 2 funnels through, making him 3 of 3 on the day. His first official 3 free throws as a member of the William Peace Pacers. Ingram puts in his second, and for the first time in his young career, he's got double figures, 10 points. Inbound pass goes to Sammy Hooper as it's 80-64 now, 3 minutes to play. Long bounce pass down the floor to Elijah Ford to break the Pacers' press, and back to Sammy Hooper to run the offense. Defended hard by Sellers. He gives back at midcourt to run the offense. Brian Smith receives a pass from A.J. Marshall, calls out a play against Gaylord. He drives right side, and in an attempt at a double team, Don Tyrell hits the deck after committing the blocking foul. His 3rd, the Pacers' 8th, so Brian Smith will go to the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1. Wildcats lead by 14, 2:39 left in the game. 80-64 is the count. Brian Smith has 21 points, just 1 behind his teammate Sammy Hooper. And is 3 of 4 from the stripe, his first up and in, making him 4 of 5. And matching Sammy Hooper's 22 points. Smith, a 77.5% free throw shooter last season, puts up his second, and he's now 5 of 6 from the stripe today. 23 points to lead all scorers. 82-64 the count. 2:30 to play. Gaylord deals to the left corner. Tyson Sellers again with the 3-point basket. Rips the bottom of the net. Sellers with 24. That was Gaylord's 4th assist. And Sellers is 6 of 10 from 3. Defending Sammy Hooper, who enters the front court and holds up at the midcourt logo. Little handsy as Sellers on the D as Hooper drives to the left side. Foul called, and Hooper will go to the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1. Just the first personal foul on Tyson Sellers with 2:07 left in the second half. As Smith Gupton checks in favor of Maurice Kennedy. Gupton 5 points on the day. Hooper's first free throw up and in as he and Smith go back and forth to try to determine who's going to lead the Wildcats in scoring today. It gives him 23. He's 3 of 3 from the stripe so far today. That one off back iron, and a rebound pulled in at the free throw line by Elijah Ford. Incidental contact. Don Tyrell got knocked in the mouth as Ford leaned backward. The foul called against Gaylord, that's his 3rd personal, the 10th team foul on the Pacers, so Elijah Ford goes to the free throw line to shoot 2. Ford, a 61% shooter last season. His first up rattles out. It's his first trip to the free throw line today. He only has 2 points, but 10 rebounds for the Wildcats. His second of 2, high arcing, and drops in, as he has 3 points in this 84-67 effort. Under 2 minutes left. Gaylord for the Pacers, hands on the right wing to Gupton. Couple of dribbles, picks it up. Back to Gaylord. They go left side. Don Tyrell Hands to Gupton, top of the circle, to Ingram on the left wing. Hand off to Gaylord, 10 on the shot clock. Little stutter step, and he drives left side, banking it in with his right. 2 points for Mikhail Gaylord. And it's 84-69. Timeout called by William Peace and head coach Claude Shields of the Pacers. 1:39 left in the second half of action. A 15-point lead for the visitors. Randolph College, the Wildcats, in game number 2 of the season here at the Herm. 23 points apiece for Sammy Hooper and Brian Smith. In their season-opening win against St. Mary's of Maryland, those were the only 2 players in double figures for the Wildcats. Well, 2 more have amassed double figures for Randolph against the Pacers here tonight. Jerry Goodman, 12 points on 4 of 5 from three-point range. And then A.J. Marshall, 10 points, largely due to the 3-ball as well. He's 2 of 3 from deep. This Wildcats team has shot very, very impressively from all parts of the field. 53% from the field, 57% from 3 on 28 attempts. Not terrible from the free throw line either, 12 of 16. Osborne to inbound it. He's running baseline. Can't find Sammy Hooper in the lane. And it's knocked away out of bounds, last touched by Mikhail Gaylord. So now Osborne will not have the luxury of running the baseline as they re-rack the inbound pass. Full court pressure from the Pacers. Gupton leaping in front of Osborne, trying to make it hard on him. Bounced inside to Sammy Hooper. He has it knocked away, but he lost the handle trying to regain it, and it goes out of bounds at the baseline. Pacers have done pretty well defending this full court pressure. They've gotten some steals and some Randolph turnovers off of it, but it has not been enough to counteract the sharp shooting of the Wildcats. Gaylord underneath the Pacers basket, gives right corner to Sellers, 1:34 to play. Up top to Smith Gupton, hands to Tyrell, jab step to his right, tries to penetrate left, and has to be bailed out by Gaylord. Left wing, 20 on the shot clock. Gupton zips a pass to the right side, and Tyrell tries to catch it. It bounces off his fingertips and out of bounds. So the ball goes back to Randolph. Osborne again on the inbound with 1:23 to play this time, just in front of the Pacers bench. Gets it to Brian Smith. Makes his way into the front court, picks up a dribble, double teamed by Sellers and Gupton. Back to Smith, top of the circle, lobs it in to Dula, and he tried to lay it in softly. It's off the near side of the rim. Ingram with the board. Quick outlet to Gaylord. Lost his footing on his way to the basket, lays it up. It did fall through, but the whistle blown and foul on the floor as it's called. So basket does not count, the shot does not count, but Mikhail Gaylord will go to the free throw line for a pair as the clock stops at 1:02 remaining in the game. 84-69, still a 15-point lead for Randolph. Third foul on Brian Smith. 11th team foul on Randolph. So now in the double bonus, Gaylord gets a couple of free throws. He hit the first. 80% shooter last season. His second sticks to the front of the rim and falls through as Jason Dudley just checked in for William Peace. Right at a minute to play. Osborne on the inbound. Gets it to Brian Smith. Ingram riding his hip all the way to midcourt. Now the trap attempted by William Peace. Gaylord there to help. Bounced forward to Mike Osborne. He tried again the backdoor lob to Dula, and it's an errant pass. Pacers now with it. Gaylord receives the deflected pass. His layup is blocked at the rim, but pulled in by Tyrell, and the Pacers with 20 on the shot clock work it around the perimeter. Left corner to Ingram. Goes back toward midcourt to Gaylord. 30 on the game clock, shot clock under 10. Hand off to Ingram on the left wing. He spins in the lane, puts it up. It just barely rolls out, but a foul will be called on Mike Osborne, the immediate defender in that instance. And the shot clock is turned off as John Ingram goes to the free throw line to shoot two. 25.1 seconds remain in the contest. 84-71. It's a 13-point lead for Randolph. Ingram has been successful at the line so far tonight, 4 for 4. His first is up and rattles in, 5 for 5 now, and the freshman has 11 points on 3 of 8 shooting. Out of Myers Park in Charlotte, North Carolina, his second of 2. Drops in nothing but net. He's 6 of 6 from the line. 12 points for Ingram, makes it 84-73. 20 seconds remaining. Goodman enters the front court for Randolph. Half-court trap attempted by the Pacers and broken off by a pass to the left wing where Sammy Hooper catches it and walks out toward midcourt. 7 seconds. 5 as Ingram not too aggressive on the one-on-one D, and the clock runs out to 0. Fitting that the ball in Sammy Hooper's hands at the final buzzer, as he was integral in this Randolph College victory. Tied for the team lead with 23 points. He and Brian Smith each hit 4 3-pointers. They were a combined 8 of 15 from deep, as Sammy Hooper also had a double-double with 10 rebounds, 5 assists, a block, and a steal. Did a little bit of everything. And I think you can maybe gloss over his 6 turnovers when you look at the rest of his line. If you're head coach Pete Hamilton of Randolph College, making the Wildcats 2-0 on the season. 23 apiece for Hooper and Smith. Jerry Goodman with 12, 10 points for A.J. Marshall. Justin Dula with 5, 3 apiece for Ford, Osborne, and Loving. Penner with 2 rounds out the scoring for Randolph. For your William Peace University Pacers, 2 in double figures, led by Tyson Sellers, who had a bit of a wake-up call perhaps after not getting the start for today's game. Came in and was 8 of 13 from the field, 6 of 10 from beyond the arc. 2 assists, 2 blocks, 3 steals. He didn't have a single turnover and scored 24 to lead.